Additional kwaba eba Vibe Africa kasiye enso ensama ya babo anoni yesimu kunya yede ebedanga befotifo ene adofo enyina mediane abayimanana ama asanto feed bread na 18 no emu entremu ankasa na ya shase na ye kwakopimu ebo opanyia ya friend wofata asoye na wofata adinu a enye asemkuma Ningina ne se wafata ejiremu wasondaye ana wotwitwa nam se na ntwinam se ye akokọ nam se ye krama nam no no na obetumi akiremu wafata sondaye a wotwitwa nam na nite ye na se bio ne bema wotwa frisu ten se wafata woyaje na ewu na ensem ni mo ma ne bo no yenkoti na imra.
Well, I'm joined on the phone by Dr. Isaac Newman Arthur, who is a clinical psychologist. Doc, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, this is very bizarre, but does it happen? Is it normal?
When I heard it, it was quite difficult to think about it because usually it doesn't happen that way. You know, people may have all kinds of sleep-related problems, but to go to that extent, I'm wondering what happened. I'm also quite surprised. But anything is possible.
But I mean, from a psychological point of view, I don't know how it is with mental illness or sleep. You know, some people have certain sleep disorders. So they say some people sleepwalk, sleep talk, and all of that. But doesn't it come with pain? For instance, if you are chopping off your penis, you should be able to feel some pain, no?
Yeah, well, you know, for example, if you look at sleepwalk, it virtually happens, you know, we have sleep cycles. We go through several cycles, about 4 to 5 cycles every time we sleep over that period of 5 to 8 hours or so or more. And so in one of those times, you know, arousal, you know, there is this, what do you call it? There is this threshold for arousal is quite high. It's just like in between sleep and wakefulness, you know. So around that time, people may sleepwalk and do all kinds of things. And so it's not too unusual for people to sleepwalk or sleep talk at some time of during the night when they sleep. But to cut, some may even get into their car and start driving and not knowing that that is what is happening to them. Some may go to the washroom and come back and not even notice. Some may sit up, you know, and all kinds of unusual behaviors. So it's possible. It's one of those times, and so anything is possible actually. But it's quite strange. You know, this is my first time of hearing someone do something to themselves while they are asleep.
Okay, very bizarre indeed. But you know, let's expand this conversation a little further. These things that happen during sleep. Is it a disorder? Is it some sort of illness, or is it normal?
Yeah, so it is part of sleep-related problems. Okay. You know, some people may not even sleep at all, insomnia. Some may sleep too much and stuff like. Some may have sleep terror, sleep what do you call it, paralysis. Some may have, you know, sleepwalk and all that. So it's part of it, and usually there may be an underlying problems. You know, for example, when someone is sleep deprived for a long time, or they may have some stresses, or may have some, you know, what do you call it? Their sleep is disrupted, you know, over a certain period, and some may have even some breathing problems when they sleep, you know, and some medications, you know, can actually induce all these substance use, alcohol use related problems, and stuff like that. And some people may have some acid reflux problems. You know, so there may be an underlying cause. And there are some people too, as they grow, what do you call it? Usually it's in younger people. As they grow older, it goes away. Some people may even have it in their families. So if you have some families, maybe one family member had sleep-related problems, you know, and it may be transferred to the other person, you know, and things like that. So sometimes there may be some underlying problems, you know, that may cause things like that. So you can't just, what do you call it, come to a conclusion until you have some conversation with the person about it.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. Dr. Arthur Newman is a clinical psychologist. Away from that, the decomposed body of a 22-year-old charcoal seller has been found hanging in an abandoned public toilet at Gomobri in the Goma West district of the Central Region. Information gathered by GH1 TV's Yabwe Jan indicates that the deceased, Kobina Jata, has been missing for about 3 months in the community. That's more in the following reports.
Speaking in an interview with GH1 News, the chief of Gumwa, Obri Nana Apo Bondam V, alleged that a client of the deceased gave him an amount of money to produce charcoal for the client, but he failed to do so and was nowhere to be found, so they all thought he had travelled to buy charcoal from neighbouring villages, as he usually does. The community chief suspects the deceased, Kobina Jata, committed suicide to prevent being shamed by his client. He mentioned that this was the first time such an incident had occurred in the community, but advised the youth in the area to be truthful in their dealings with people when doing business.
Yeko huninin na nara no say nimin nara no say nimin ma Bruce we go back na ya ye ho adman yisin nti hazi de corona wobo in the gudisem in the damdamane onyebi.
The case has been reported to the Apam police for investigations, but no arrest has been made so far. The body has been buried due to its decomposed state.
The former Minister of Health under the ex-Wal Mahama administration, Alex Segmefia, has said the NPP has an agenda of state capture. Speaking on GH Today earlier, the former Health Minister said the fact that President Akufo-Addo has said he will hand over power to an NPP president gives credence to claims of state capture by political actors.
The biggest threat to our democracy is the state of the economy and unemployment. The national security itself has said so. So if you are thinking of how to win an election in 2024 without seeing how you're going to get us from here to there, let's pray we get there, because the focus is wrong. Don't worry about 2024. Look, we have an economic crisis. We have a problem. Tell us how we are going to solve it. Sit down with people. Bring consensus, find a way to don't continue to divide us down partisan lines. Be magnanimous in the fact that actually you have a failed government. The government has failed. In normal circumstances, you juxtapose it against their promises. It's a tremendous failure.
You're still watching Yishum on GH1 television. I'm Sewami. Stay with us. We have more after the break.
I was your phone. I had a decent meaning. I be seeing me, Diane, of Ahimana, Ama, Asantoa, Macram.